Hello, today we're going to paint a beautiful peony using a folk art kit made by Studio Onha. Before we get started, there are a few supplies you'll need. A red or blue pen, scotch tape, a water container, and a paper towel or towel. Also, the brushes in our kit are brand new, so they'll have starch on them. Before using them, soak them in the water container to gently remove the starch. Now, if you're ready, let's begin. First, place the panel in the center and take out the design. Since folk art is done by transferring a sketch, even beginners can start without any pressure. There are several transfer methods, but we'll use the easiest and most convenient carbon paper transfer method. To make it easy for beginners, we've pre-attached carbon paper to the back of the design. First, secure the top line of the design. We've drawn a line here. Secure this top part. And once the position is set, use scotch tape to secure it. If the design moves during the process, the lines might overlap or the shape might get distorted, so securing it so it doesn't shape is very important. Otherwise, you might end up with double lines. Although this is the easiest method, it can't be corrected, so please secure it really firmly. We'll trace all these lines with a red or blue pen. After tracing all the lines, carefully peel off the tape and check if the transfer went well. It came out well. In traditional folk art, there's a process of cleaning up by drawing the initial lines again with ink over the transferred lines. Since we transferred the lines using carbon paper, we'll skip the initial line work and go straight to the coloring stage. This method is designed to make it easier for beginners to enjoy folk art, so feel free to move on to the next step. Now let's do the coloring. The paper on the panel has already been treated with alum glue sizing. Alum glue is a collagen component extracted from animal bones or hides. Applying it to the paper beforehand prevents the paint from bleeding excessively and helps the colors appear vibrant. The paint included in the kit has also been pre-mixed so that beginners can use it easily. We'll paint the entire base color of the flower evenly with paint number 1. We've prepared 3 brushes for you, a detail brush and small and medium coloring brushes. Since the area here is larger than I thought, I'll use the medium size brush to paint the whole thing. The most important thing when coloring is controlling the water. If there's too much water, the color will become light and might bleed. On the other hand, if there's too little water, it will leave brush marks and the color might not spread evenly. So please adjust it to the right amount of water. Gather the bristles neatly and paint inward. Next, we'll paint the leaves. The sketch should be divided into the front and back of the leaves. Like these 2 types, we'll paint the back with a light color and the front with a dark color. First, we'll paint the back of the leaves and the calyx, which are the light colors, using the small brush this time. Since it's pre-mixed, you can paint with it right away. Yes. I finished painting the back. Now I'm going to paint the front. I'll paint it with number 5. The painting method is the same. Now, after checking if the flower and leaves are completely dry, we'll try Barim, which is a really important technique in folk art. Simply put, Barim is the process of creating a gradation. It breathes depth and a 3-dimensional feel into the painting. We'll start the Barim from the flower with paint number 2. So please use the small brush. When doing Barim, you'll need both brushes. You use the brush with only water on it to blend out the boundary line. First, from the inside of the petal, from the inside to the outside, paint only about one third of it. You can think of it as the shaded part. Express it in a circle inside the flower like this. With a damp brush like this, while it's still wet, blend out the boundary line. Do the same for the neighboring petal, painting only 1/3 of the inner part. Now soften the boundary line with the Barim brush. Leave a slight gap in this center part. And paint the inside. Then use the Barim brush. I'll do the Barim on the dark part inside with number 7. For the large part, do it from the inside. Soften the boundary line in the same way. Don't paint the whole thing, just paint naturally up to the middle and blend it out. Now the front is done. I'll do the Barim on the back. For the back Barim, I'll use the front color number 5. Just paint a little bit. For the back, paint toward the outside. Now the Barim is all finished. Next we'll paint the stem. For the stem, use the small brush with number 4. Paint with number 4. For the last part, use Barim so it doesn't look awkward. For the tips of the leaves, since the area is very small, you can use the detail brush. I'll paint them with number 3. And at the very end, we'll also dot the stamens with number 3. I'll just dot them in these 3 spots. Dot them naturally. Yes, now the coloring is finished. To clean up the shapes, we'll draw the ink outlines. Let's outline with colored lines. Let's outline the leaves first. For the leaves, use the darkest color, number 7. With number 7, let's draw. Please practice drawing lines first. We'll also draw the ink outlines. If you're ready, let's begin. Let's also outline the flower with ink. Please use number 2. For the outline of the stem, there should be ink we provided. We have ink like this, but since it's too dark, I recommend mixing it with water before use. Mix it with water so it's not too dark. Now, this beautiful peony painting is complete. Great job, everyone!